What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of The Dig, a series dedicated to helping you improve profitability on your farm.
On this episode of The Dig, we're sharing some profitable PFR insights to help you set your soybean crop up for success. I'm Aaron. This is Collin.
Let's dig in. Aaron, what's your number one recommendation to a grower to set their soybean crop up for success?
That's easy peasy. Planting early. Our multi-year, multi-location data consistently shows that earlier planted soybeans lead to higher yields. Now, what constitutes as early will change based on your location. For example, our 20-year planting date study here in Indiana shows that April 16th through the 30th is the ideal time to plant your soybeans. But when we compare that to the 6-year data coming out of Minnesota, it says that the first half of May is the ideal time to be planting soybeans.
This data makes sense. The farther north we are, the longer it takes to warm up and dry out. So location matters, but the trend is consistent. Planting soybeans early pays. Why is that?
Well, there's a few reasons why early planting soybeans typically have higher yields. First, earlier planted soybeans will canopy faster and capture more sunlight throughout the growing season. We've also observed that early planted soybeans have more nodes per plant and a longer flowering window. This data highlights that when soybeans are planted early, they experience an 11 to 15 day longer flowering window compared to mid and late planted soybeans.
One thing that is definitely a concern with early planting is unfavorable weather. We know that cool, wet conditions can have a negative impact on emergence and that final plant stand. We've also observed the earlier planting soybeans can tolerate even more emergence and stand loss thanks to the ability to branch out. This is why when the forecast isn't great, but an earlier planting window is available, I feel more comfortable planting soybeans than corn.
Oh, I totally agree. That's a great way to think about early planting opportunities. You know, what are your thoughts on seed treatments, Collin?
Well, as a Beck's customer, you don't have to pay for seed treatment on your beans.
I mean, I think they all know that, or at least I hope they know that, but this isn't a sales pitch, right? This is the dig, Collin. So I want to know, what are your thoughts on seed treatments and how will they set your soybeans up for success?
If you look at our PFR data on seed treatments over the last 14 years, I would say they do a tremendous job of helping our soybeans. As you can see here, we've had a few years here that have really paid big, but we've averaged a $45 return. There is a benefit to using seed treatment all throughout the planting season, from your earliest planting soybeans all the way up to your double crop soybeans planted in July.
As we push planting dates earlier on soybeans, seed treatments play a critical role in protecting those beans if we get cold, saturated conditions. But like Collin mentioned, the benefits of seed treatments extend beyond those early planted situations. We've done studies on seed treatments when planting double crop soybeans and still saw a yield advantage. This suggests that no matter what month we're planting in, seed treatments give us a benefit. What else do we have for them today though, Collin? Because they want more, right?
Yeah, I'm sure we got some more. Let me catch up here. Ready? Yeah, getting cover crops terminated in a timely manner would be another way to set those soybeans up for success. In our PFR plots, we have seen benefits to terminating our rye cover crop early. Our data suggests that terminating that rye cover crop ahead of planting has been a better strategy than letting it head out and mature.
We found that by terminating the rye 1 to 2 weeks ahead of planting, when it's around 6 to 8 inches tall, it's easier to plant through and we can establish a more uniform stand. We do recognize that every operation has different goals though when it comes to cover crops, right? So looking at this just from a yield standpoint, that's what we've seen. So this may not be the ideal termination timing for everyone.
Another thing I've learned when terminating cover crops early with herbicide is following that 110 rule.
The what?
The 110 rule. Basically, you add the high temperature and the low temperature for the day, ideally looking for that total of 110 degrees or more. And we want that to equal 110 on the day of application and 3 days following. The reason why is we want the cover crop to be actively growing and give us the best chance to take that herbicide in for good termination.
Now, the last insight we have for setting your soybeans up for success is dry planter box additives. We've actually got 4 PFR proven dry seed box additive products that can be applied when filling the tender or putting it on the seed directly in the planter. The great thing about these products is they're easy to use and they're pretty economical, as all of them cost between $2 to $4 an acre.
We've seen good, consistent results with these products, and that's why we think they are a good last-minute addition to most soybean management programs this spring.
No doubt, Colin. And you know the best part about these Planner Applied products?
Yeah, we're already making that pass, and it's not that much extra work.
Bingo! Well, folks, there's 4 tips for you on setting your soybeans up for success this growing season.
If you guys are interested in anything we've talked about pertaining to PFR in the studies, we have links below that will take you to the Beck's website where you can see detailed information and that PFR book page on what we talked about.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that little bell icon so you get notifications when we release new videos as well. And we'll see you again on the next episode of
The Dig!
That was seamless.
Done. Check.
I like it. That's actually really good too, because we got 10 minutes.
Yep, we gotta go. Oh, hold on. One more time. I was swallowing. Okay. If you guys are interested in any of the studies we've just talked about, there's links below that will take us to your website. It'll take us to your website. You're already making the pass with the planner, so it's not that much extra work.